Alright guys, Project Matt here with a car I've owned for a very, very long time, about 6 or 7 years now, which is an absurdly long time for me to own anything. But it is a 90 model Jetta coupe. I got a couple other videos on here of just starting it up, revving it, etc., etc. Can't really see much right now because you can see my garage is in the process of just being overwhelmed with garbage and junk. But anyways, I said in my last video I was going to turbo this thing, and I've kind of been preparing for that for a couple of years. I did the Civic radiator in it. I've got hiding out down here the world's smallest intercooler, which I didn't really intend to get one that small, but I guess it'll work for now. But you can essentially see what I'm going for here. I got the Ching Chong Gt35. I've actually got a 67mm to put on it at some point, but I've got to upgrade another car before I do that. A few things I'm left to do. Got to put that catch can in a different spot. It needs a different spot so I can drain it and such. Just cleaning up the wiring here because I'm doing a battery relocation to the trunk. Got this short runner intake that was done by a local engine builder of ours. Got to run the oil lines, but of course they dicked up the oil lines when they put them in a bag and pinched the one, and it's actually too short for my setup. I'm actually unclear on how he even made it work beforehand, because it's like would have had to be stretched. But that's neither here nor there. All those little bugs that he had in his ride, I don't think I'm going to have in mine because I'm taking my time. So I cut the downpipe, re-welded it. You can see it comes out in an okay location. I can at least put some exhaust on it. My wastegate dump, it shoots directly at my motor mount, so that's not really, ideal, but we'll figure something out with that. Got a set of drag radials for the car, and at the current moment, I'm just redoing I'm gonna relocate the battery to the trunk. I'm gonna take my subs out, put them in my Tahoe, because I'm not a 12-year-old anymore. Even though it's fun to ride around in this thing bumping, people just look at you really funny. Well, anyways, I've got drag radials for it. I've got a Bosch 044 pump. Like I said, I'm doing the battery relocation. I got to wire in the fuel pump, run my oil lines, and put my oil pan with the return on it on the car. Switch into a metal OBD1 style valve cover that I polished, which I have at another shop of a buddy of mine's. And then I snagged this front sway bar. The car's never had front sway bar. I always thought it handled okay, but it doesn't really. Got two big ass dents in these fenders that I went through the trouble of talking to some dumb bitch for 3 months, I'm sorry, from like November almost till April, trying to get these parts off of her brother's car because he's parting it out. And she posted the part out, and it was just a big mess from the beginning. Then I get up there and they're a little bit rusty. As you can see, I body worked it right there. Bullshit. Shitty fenders, shitty fucking deal, shitty everything. And then I got my sweet chopper roller back there. It's just a frame and fork, and I had it set up on a bucket, that bucket right there. And of course, in the time that it took me to walk to the other side of the car and back, we got that right there, which I'm gonna leave because I don't fucking care. So got a little red S2000 seat lurking in there. I don't think I'm gonna run them in this particular car. I may, who knows. I've got a Probe GT that I'd kind of rather run them in, so we'll see. I'm actually waiting on a clutch master cylinder to come in the mail right now. I've got this piece of door trim, but it continually falls off, but I got these brand new clips for it, so it shouldn't fall off any longer. And yeah, we'll have this thing back to looking beautiful and just doing big ass burnouts here shortly. The turbo kit pretty much consists of something that was already on a VR6 prior. It's just I think it's an eBay log style manifold. It's got a tile 38 Like I said, it's a Ching Chong Gt35. I did the MSD setup quite a while back. I just recently did Diesel Geek shift linkage, which is way too expensive for me to ever buy, but in the case of this, I got it for free, so can't really complain. But as you can see, I'm missing my clutch master cylinder right there, which I'm eagerly awaiting in the mail from China land, or Latvia, or some fucking retarded place. You can see I painted the front bumper on the car. I gotta still gotta do the rear. Got a big honking 440 sitting there for this bad boy. Whenever I get around to it, that's a car I'm gonna do for my pops. Put that thing together, 444 speed, and hopefully send him out into the world in this thing, and he's just gonna love it. But and there's Bubs. There he is right there. Look at him, just being the old good boy, huh? What do you say, Bubs? Come on, talk to us about it. What do you got to say about it, Bubs? Huh? You think turbo Jetta coupes are pretty good? Huh? What do you think, boy? Oh. Yeah, you're my good boy, huh? You're a good boy. We're leaving soon, boy. Alright, well, that's pretty much it. You kind of got a whole look at my junkyard and everything, but there it is, my Jetta coupe. Eagerly awaiting 400 horse burnouts. Oh, that's another thing that I was going to mention. The tune is through C2 Motorsports. It's the 42 pound stage 2 chip that's good to 20 pounds if you do the compression reduction head spacer, which I am not doing. I am actually going to try a different trick, and my trick is going to be to spray a shitload of methanol through that little itty bitty intercooler that I'm probably going to have to upgrade to a larger size, and probably put it on 10 to 15 pounds, 10, 12 pounds, something like that to start out with. Maybe go a little bit more, check the wideband and all that. I got to wire in my wideband and my boost gauge as well. And as you can see, I'm kind of doing it a little bit differently than some people do. I had this piece of intercooler pipe that essentially worked out perfect for me. I do need a different coupler for this end, but my goal is essentially to have 4 couplers in the whole entire setup. One at the turbo, one at the intercooler on this side, one at the intercooler on that side, and one at the throttle body, which is kind of a custom job. I'm going to have some pipes welded up, but that is no big deal. Fitting it between the radiator hoses, not a big deal either. I've got all that straightened out, so we're getting there. We're getting there. Hopefully get this thing to be a little bit more of a hot rod and a little bit of a daily driver this summer. So thanks for watching. Like, comment, subscribe, etc.